This week on the Analog Circle podcast, Gamescom 2024 happened, and we will be discussing a few things that took place. Xbox comes clean on how long Game Pass standard tier subscribers will have to wait in order for them to get access to new games. We find out the time frame of when the Nintendo Switch 2 is allegedly supposed to release, and the classic horror movie Halloween is getting a video game adaptation. But all of these stories can be found here and more in episode 221 of the Analog Circle podcast. I am your host, Keon Mitchell, and welcome to the show. Welcome. It was a lot of things that happened earlier this week, and we are gonna talk about it. But before we get into those stories, as always, if you do want to be a part of the listener feedback episode, you can do it two different ways. By the way, shout out to you, Mr. Cody Clark. But you can do it two different ways. You can either call in at 443-294-7853 and let your voice be heard. Or you can email the show, and the email address is simply the name of the show. It is the Analog Circle Podcast at gmail.com. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and let's get into what we all come here for, and that is the gaming news that went down. So let's get things started with the story that I got from IGN. Now, there are two games in development based off of the horror movie classic Halloween, which are in production at Boss Team Games. I ain't never heard of Boss Team Games, but they are the ones that are in the production room for this game. Now, the details are limited, but the game is being developed in collaboration with the producers of the Halloween franchise, and more interestingly, one of the games is being developed in Unreal Engine 5. Y'all know I'm a sucker for that engine. Unreal Engine 5, brothers and sisters. Golly, it's gonna be beautiful. I can already imagine. Now, the original director of the franchise, John Carpenter, he said, and I quote, "As a huge gamer myself, I'm thrilled to help bring Michael Myers to life again in this game, and my hope is to scare you silly." End of quote. That is good. That is fantastic. The John Carpenter, he is involved. And again, he wants to scare you half to death. God dog. Now, it's also been said Carpenter will be, quote, intimately involved, end of quote, in the development of the project. Now, according to the official release, the games will allow players to, quote, relive moments from the film and play as classic characters from one of the most iconic and important horror films of all time, end of quote. Now, the two titles are being developed in association with Compass International Pictures and Further Front, with the Unreal 5 project being in early development. Now, I must say, is this a first? Have we ever had a Halloween game in the history of gaming? I mean, we know that Friday the 13th has been done quite a few times. I think dating all the way back to the Atari. Hold on, you know what? We got technology, brothers and sisters. We don't have to sit up here and wonder. Hold on, because again, like I say all the time, Google is our friend. So let's see if there has ever been another Halloween game previous to this. Let's see. Has there ever been a Halloween game Let's see. It says Halloween is a horror video game, the Atari 2600. No, for the Atari 2600, released in October of 1983 by Wizard Video. So there it is, 1983. God dog, man, how old was I back then? 4 years old? Man, that seems, now I don't know if that was the last time there was a Halloween video game that was released, but if it was released on the Atari 2600, man, we know that licenses back in the day, all you got to do is think about E.T. Phone Home just to get an idea of how bad these licensed games were. And I don't even know, this is the question, I don't even know if those games were licensed back then. I'm sure they probably had to be, because there were, production companies that owned them and, owned the IP, the characters and all of that stuff. But nonetheless, this is very, very interesting. I have to be honest with y'all. I have seen Halloween. I can't say I've been the biggest fan of Halloween, but just the fact that you'll be able to play as some of the characters in the franchise. And just again, the other fact that one of the games is being made in Unreal Engine 5. It definitely gets me excited. And it makes me wonder, will they go the route of Until Dawn? Because to me, brothers and sisters, that seems like that would be perfect for something like this. Now, I don't know if it's going to be somebody, well, I'm sure somebody's going to be trying to get at Michael Myers, take him down and all of that stuff, but I'm just interested in just seeing how they are going to pull this off. But only time will tell. Let's go ahead, guys, and let's get into the next story that I actually got from Windows Central. So in a huge, and I do mean this is huge, this is huge. In a huge change of events, the once ill-fated Xbox studio Tango Gameworks will live on, and so will the Hi-Fi Rush IP, because PUBG publisher Krafton Inc. has acquired the studio. Golly! Hi-Fi Rush will live to see another day. Man, shout out to Krafton. They said, look, I think we're going to pick y'all up. Y'all seem to be having a hard time finding a home. Come on over to the PUBG brothers and sisters, and we'll take care of you here over at Krafton. Now, let me finish with this story. So, the press release reads as follows, and I quote, Krafton Inc. today welcomed the talented people of Tango Gameworks to their team, marking an exciting moment in the company's global expansion and its first significant investment in the Japanese video game market. This strategic move will include the rights to Tango Gameworks' acclaimed IP, Hi-Fi Rush, as part of this strategic agreement. Krafton intends to collaborate with Xbox and ZeniMax to ensure a smooth transition and maintain continuity at Tango Gameworks, allowing the talented team to continue developing the Hi-Fi Rush IP and explore future projects. Krafton intends to support the Tango Gameworks team to continue its commitment to innovation and delivering fresh and exciting experiences for fans. End of quote. Now, Microsoft did say, and I quote, there will be no impact to the existing catalog of Tango games. Now, this is something. What a change. And I do know that I'm late. I wasn't able to record on Sunday. I'm not going to sit up here and pull y'all leg. I don't know what happened on Sunday. I think I was tired. So I had to skip Sunday. Plus I had to go to work a little earlier. I don't even know if I had to go to work early. I think it was the same time. I think I was just tired, brothers and sisters, and didn't record. I don't like feeding y'all a lot of lies and things of that nature. I was tired, brothers and sisters, but let's get back to the story. So the thing that actually shocked me a little bit about this is that Microsoft, Xbox, Xbox. Oh man, we got some things to talk about. Xbox, you had a winning IP with Hi-Fi Rush. It was an award-winning title. And you gave up the IP. Now, I don't know if this was good or if this was bad. If it was bad because you lost out on a great IP, or if it was good because in order for Crafton to pick up the guys at Tango Gameworks, you had to include the IP. So instead of having them fall by the wayside, you said, you know what? We'll chalk that up. If that'll get them a home, if that'll get Tango Gameworks a brand new home, is by giving you guys the Hi-Fi Rush IP, then so be it. So I'm a little 50-50, on that. But if that was the case, and I'm only speaking if, again, that was the case, that they had to give up that IP in order for those guys over at Tango Gameworks to get another shot, then I commend them. I would commend that. I would definitely commend them for doing that. But who's to say if that was the truth? But nonetheless, they also said that they will continue, and this is Crafton. They said they're going to continue to collaborate with Xbox and ZeniMax to ensure a smooth transition. So that means that says to me that I'm sure this may be a open working relationship to a certain degree. Now, who's to say if this means that Hi-Fi Rush 2 is going to be exclusive to Xbox? Oh man, what does exclusivity mean for Xbox? We are going to get there in just a little bit. But my thing is, who's to say it may be or may not be? Nobody knows. But the fact of the matter is that Crafton seems to want to continue to work with Microsoft, and they want to continue to make sure that Microsoft, or Xbox and ZeniMax, this whole thing can be a very smooth transition. So we will see what happens with this. The one good thing, actually it's several different things that are good about this deal. For one, the whole team. I don't think the whole team was actually bought by Crafton. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was around like 40 people. Let's see. Matter of fact, let's see what they say about that, because I am curious. Hold on. Let's see if we can find some answers. How many employees did Crafton take from Tango Gameworks?
According to IGN, PUBG publisher Crafton is bringing over roughly 50 of the 100 staff members employed at Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks while it operated under and was shut down by Microsoft. All right, so yeah, they're bringing over 50 of the 100 staff, which to me, you got half. You got half. So I think that is a good thing. I mean, it could have been better. Sure. It would have been great if everybody could have came over. But the fact of the matter is 50 out of the 100 still are employed. Tango Gameworks is still open, and so is the possibility of another Hi-Fi Rush. Who knows how long it's going to take? May take a couple of years. I don't know if Crafton is going to let these guys operate the way that they want to, or if they're going to micromanage them. Only time will tell with this situation. But for now, this is a pretty big win. Let's go ahead, guys, and let's get into the next story. Let's get into some Nintendo rumors.
Rumor has it is something that only I know.
That I got. Now, this is where I got this story from. I got it from GameSpot. So Nintendo they haven't really given us a timeline when it comes to the release of the Nintendo Switch 2. But according to a GI podcast, journalist Christopher Dringo, this guy has been busy all year long. Christopher Drain. This joker has been making his rounds, but he's making his latest rounds again on the GI podcast. Now, he sought to clear up rumors that the Switch 2 could release by March 31st, 2025 by saying, and I quote, "No developer I have spoken to expects it to launch in this financial year. In fact, they've been told not to expect it in this financial year. A bunch of people I spoke to hope it's out in April/May." End of quote. So it seems like developers, now this does not mean that it's going to happen just because, these developers want the system to be out by April or May. But according to some of these guys, they're hoping that it's out by April or May. Now, it has been a bit of an update to this story that I actually got from Game Rant. So Taiweezian, man, y'all know what I'm saying. Taiweez. Yeah, dog it. I messed up there, but a Taiweezian parts supplier suggested that Switch 2 mass production that mass production will begin no later than September of 2024, meaning possibly that the console isn't that far out. But as always with this whole story, like I say all the time with rumors, make sure you take it with a mustard seed of truth. Now, would it be nice for this console to be out between April and May? Sure. And I understand why some people thought that March 31st it would release is because that the Switch 1, the original Switch, came out in March of 2017. So it would make sense that these guys would guess, hey, Nintendo wants to do it again. They saw that the console sold very well. They saw that they didn't have any problems moving the units in the off-season. Not a holiday season in March. Why wouldn't they do it again? Well, it could be a couple of factors. I mean, look, they're saying that the production, the manufacturing is going to start in September. Nintendo has also come out and said that they want to make sure that they manufacture enough of them, enough Switch 2, so you don't have to go to a scalper to pay extra. Nintendo wants all of your money. If you're going to spend that extra money, they want you to spend it with them. They want to make sure that, look, if you want to spend $500 or $600, please spend it with us. Get a couple of the games, get an extra controller. I don't know, get a screen protector, because I'm sure it's probably going to be another handheld, as it were. Make sure that you're giving us that money, and just to guarantee that you'll be able to spend that money on me. That's what Nintendo was saying. Spend that money on us. We're going to make sure that these things are in circulation as much as possible. So you have that going on. And then it was also a report that was saying that it will launch with a couple of AAA games. And that was another thing that was said as well. Speaking on the AAA part of the situation or the equation, they also said that Nintendo pushed it back because they wanted to make sure that when the console released, they actually had some quality software to go along with it so that it would make it a easier purchase for people that are looking at the console. And I will say that is fantastic, because the last thing that you want to do, Nintendo, which you have gotten way better in this generation, but the last thing you want to do is come out with doggone, have a repeat of the N64 coming out with Mario 64 and Wave Race 64. That was a rough time at the office. That was it. I mean, I remember when the game came out, I said, dag, it does look nice, but you ain't got much to choose from. So I would hope that they wouldn't repeat that, and that they would make sure that when they release the Switch 2, you have plenty of games to choose from. But again, we will see what happens with this. I'm very excited. Again, Nintendo said that they will be talking about this later on next year. Sometime, I think they said it won't happen before March of 2025. So we can expect anywhere in the month of March and moving forward that they will officially come out to talk about the Switch 2. So again, with all of these rumors, make sure that you take them with a mustard seed of truth. Let's go ahead, guys, and let's go and get into some numbers.
Show me the money.
Oh, you know we got to talk about the numbers, so let's get into some Xbox numbers. Now, I got this information from tweaktown.com. Now, this is reflected in Microsoft's latest FY24 results for the Xbox brand. So according to the results, Xbox hardware made up 13%. God, dog, 13% of total annual revenues for the fiscal year 2024 period, or around, this is about how much they made, around $2.872 billion. Golly. Hey, listen, $2.872 billion. That's a lot of doggone money. Now, content and services. Now, this is where the numbers just got sick. The content and services made the lion's share, with 87% of revenues coming in at $18.653 billion. Wow. Did you hear that? $18 billion plus dollars. Man, listen, I know we talk about, man, I am an advocate. I don't know what's going on with Xbox. And this week just made it more difficult for me to be able to get a doggone feel. Nah, I kind of got a feel of what's going on because of Phil. You hear me? But let me finish with these numbers. So, let's put this in perspective. Let's look at the other big two. Of course, PlayStation and Nintendo. So PlayStation hardware has made $7.911 billion, or 27%. And Nintendo has made $4.175 billion, or they make up 44%. God, dog, those are big numbers. Jokers are eating. Are they eating healthy? Goodness gracious. So PlayStation hardware made up 27% and Nintendo's hardware made up 44%. So we can see that it is a drastic difference when you talk about hardware, talking about Xbox versus PlayStation and Nintendo. And that is why the rules are different for Xbox. Everybody wants to say that the industry is going in the way that Xbox is going. No. I don't think so. I mean, what Xbox did this week, oh man, egregious. What they did, we're going to get there when we get there. But I just get a little tired of people saying that PlayStation is going to do exactly what Microsoft is doing. And then everybody gives Nintendo a pass. Everybody acts like Nintendo isn't there. Nintendo, they're going to Nintendo. They're going to do what they're going to do. I'm telling you, Nintendo is not that strong. Everybody puts Nintendo up on this pedestal like they can't be touched. Are you kidding me? Do you remember the Wii U generation? Jokers was dragging. They was dragging through the sand. Jokers was hurt. Their arm was broke. Their leg was doggone in a sling. Jokers was dragging along trying to make it out of that generation. They got beat up badly. So I don't know why people don't ask for more from Nintendo, better from Nintendo, compete. Ask Nintendo to compete. I know everybody says, well, they can't compete. They don't want to compete. Nah, man, I am a person. I'm a customer, not just a person. That was crazy. But I am a customer first. I want you out there fighting for your life. I want you out there vying for my dollars like your life is on the line. And Nintendo, I get it. They've made some great games this generation. Let's not take that away from them. They've done great, but I want to see them do much better. And again, I get tired of people acting like Nintendo can't be touched, but PlayStation can. I get it. I understand why y'all say it, because Nintendo, their games sell 30 million copies. I get it. Yeah, they got the numbers. But y'all act like PlayStation. They be lacking. That's what y'all act like, man. Matter of fact, I don't know the numbers offhand, but look, let's check out the numbers for Spider-Man 2. How many copies did Spider-Man 2 sell on PlayStation 5?
11 million units. According to Wikipedia, the game sold over 2.5 million units in 24 hours and over 5 million in 11 days, becoming PlayStation's fastest-selling first-party title. It is currently the best-selling PlayStation 5 game, with over 11 million units sold as of April 2024. A sequel is in development.
Sequel is in development? Yeah, I love it. But people will act like 11 million copies is failing when you talk about PlayStation, and then you go over to Xbox and you say, well, how well is Xbox games selling? Well, we ain't got to worry about them selling. They on Game Pass. Get the heck out of here. Double standard. Matter of fact, you know what? God dog. Let's see. How many copies did Halo Infinite sell? Joker don't even come up. It don't even come up. Okay, hold on. All right, it says, it don't tell you the numbers, but it says it grossed over, I guess, $8 billion. I mean, don't get me wrong. That ain't no small feat, but they're not even giving you the numbers. They're not giving you the numbers on this. So I just think that the standard is so crazy that Nintendo, yeah, I know they sell well, but PlayStation, it just says Spider-Man 2 sold 11 million copies, 2.5 million in 24 hours. But yet y'all say that PlayStation is going to do what Xbox is doing? God darn. I don't know about that one, brothers. But, you know, these numbers, they're going to continue to come out. You know, we're going to get more and more information on them as long as the generation is going. Well, not as long as the generation is going, but, you know, for how long the generation is going to take place. I believe PlayStation said that they're ahead financially, you know, for the PlayStation 5 being selling more than the PlayStation 4 in the same amount of time. So, I mean, good grief, these guys are doing great. They're doing great. Xbox hardware-wise is shaky. 13% versus 27% and 44%. Now, I'm not saying that the 13 and the 27 are that far apart. They're not that far apart. They're talking about, what, 14%? You know, as far as like the math on that goes, but still it's 14%. And we know that nobody is going out there trying to get an Xbox Series X at a blistering fast pace. Didn't they just, something happened this week where they were saying, when I say they, I'm talking about articles, social media, you know, people in the know, YouTube. That's what I mean by people were saying. But it was an article that did come out that did say that people were upset that the 2 terabyte Xbox Series X is selling for $600. $600.
Rumor has it.
Oh,
Move this man.
Man, $600. I hit the wrong button. I was so distressed. $600. How are you going to sell a console for $600 that you couldn't sell for $500? My gosh. My goodness. Make it make sense. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, for the sake of time, let's go ahead and let's move on into the next story. Xbox, what are you doing? Anyway, here we go. Let's get into the next one. I actually got this story from Metro. Now, we got quite a few Rockstar game stories this week. One being that Bully, that was released back in 2006, has just been listed on the Taiwanese, and that was the word I was struggling on, with the Nintendo manufacturing, but Taiwanese and Australian age rating boards, making some gamers believe that a remake or remaster could be headed to current generation hardware, but that is not true. But before we get to that, actually, no, let's get into that. That rumor isn't true because, Bully is on GTA Plus. Now, no remake or remaster is being made, and Rockstar confirmed this, but you can play the original versions via backwards compatibility on Xbox and PlayStation. So just to clear that up, no, there is no remakes. There is no remasters. The best thing you can do is play Bully on your PlayStation 5 via backwards compatibility or your Series X via backwards compatibility. So that cleared that up. I was pretty upset. I mean, not like super mad, people be fake outraging out here, but I was like, yeah, Rockstar has been really, man, these jokers been, man, how can I say, they've been asleep at the wheel. These jokers have been asleep at the wheel for years. I get the GTA 6 is coming, but this is not the Rockstar I remember. Rockstar back in the PlayStation 2 days, even the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 days. These jokers was moving, even Xbox One. I don't know about Xbox One. I don't know about that, but 360, those jokers were thumping and bumping when it came to their games coming out. But now, man, this GTA 5 done messed up the whole Rockstar mantra out this mother lover. I mean, they used to have Manhunt, they had Max Payne, they had Grand Theft Auto, they had Midnight Club. These jokers were rocking at one point in time. GTA 5 came along and these jokers went to sleep at the doggone wheel. But let me continue with this story though. Now, it was also an alleged Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer that was leaked on social media that indicates the game is coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles, X and S, in March of 2025. But an ex-employee cautioned people to not get too excited because, quote, it focuses more on author and the story instead of any graphical features, pretty much to get old fans all nostalgic and to double dip. So don't get too excited. It's pretty much the PC version on console, end of quote. So if you were thinking that they went in there and they did a whole lot of bells and whistles to bring it up to the Series X and PlayStation 5 mantra, pump the brakes. This joker said if it does happen, it's only going to be the PC version that they will be giving you on console, which, I mean, listen, man, look, I don't want a PC. I don't think I could be a PC gamer again at this point in time. But I mean, I would be a fool and be remiss if I wouldn't say that some PC, man, some of them graphics, brother, yeah, they be rocking. They definitely be rocking. So if it was a situation where they would be offering you the PC version on console, that's still a bit of a win, if you ask me. But again, don't get too excited because he also stated, quote, I think it has been abandoned as to not interfere with GTA 6's marketing, end of, man,
Boo this man!
That's what I'm talking about. When did it become a gaming crime to release more than one game in the span of a year? Here it is, Rockstar. Man, these guys, yeah, they are legendary. We know what these guys do. We know what they're capable of. But this would be a remake, not even a remake. It would be like a remaster almost at best. You'd be giving us the PC version. Having the game running at 60 frames per second. Possibly 1440p. I don't know, 4K. You know, something like that. Maybe a little bit of ray tracing here and there. It's not like, now granted, I'm not going to say that it's not that much work, because I was shocked when it came to the cost of how much it was to remaster Spider-Man for the PlayStation 5. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's look that up real quick. How much did it cost to remaster Spider-Man for the PlayStation 5? Let's see. It says, how much did it cost? It cost $39 million to do that. $39 million. Yeah, it blew my mind. Blew my whole wig off. I couldn't believe it. $39 million to do a remaster. So it is not as easy as a lot of us think it is, and it's not as cheap as a lot of us think it is. So for Red Dead Redemption 2 to be made, I can only imagine it probably would cost around 35, maybe almost $40 million to make that happen. So that is not a small amount of money. But I am very, very confident that people would buy it. I would buy it to get those couple of bells and whistles, 1440p. It would be nice to have it at 4K, but who knows if that could happen. But if it's 4K 30, I'm great with that. You know, if it's 1440p, 60 frames per second, and you can put some ray tracing in there, so I'm done. I'm buying it. But again, they're saying, according to this insider, he's saying that they abandoned it to not interfere with GTA 6's marketing. I don't even know. These are two totally different games. One game is taking place in the early 1900s, late 1800s. You're talking about cowboys, the Wild West. And then you got GTA 6 taking place in Florida. Florida in the modern age. Listen, I don't know. Again, take this with the mustard seed of truth. This guy, who is an ex-Rockstar employee, is saying this, but I will say I saw the trailer. I saw the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer, and I'm going to tell you, man, look, maybe I was easily fooled. Possibly. But that Joker looked real to me. I was like, I hope this is real. And I waited and waited at Gamescom 2024. Of course, we know that event is taking place for the next, 2 more days or so. I don't know what happened today on Wednesday. At what time is it? 3:28 p.m. I have no idea what happened, but maybe possibly this is still a thing, but only time will tell. We'll see with this. I would think that, look, it shouldn't be a problem. Everybody knows Grand Theft Auto. Plenty of people know about Red Dead Redemption 2. I do not think people would get the two mixed up with one another. Rockstar, make that happen. It's an extra couple $1 million in your pocket. I don't want to go too crazy and say it's going to sell like 20 million copies. I don't know if that's possible, but I definitely do believe that there's a market out there, including myself, that will go out there and buy Red Dead Redemption 2 remastered for the PlayStation 5. But only time will tell. We will see. But let's go ahead, guys, and let's get into the next story. And I actually got this story from Tom's Guide. So if you own a PlayStation 5 and you're tired of being strapped for hard drive space, you might be interested in Western Digital's WD Black SN850p, which is 8 terabytes and can hold up to an alleged, they are saying, WB themselves, pardon me, WD, man, oh man, WD is saying that this hard drive, this 8 terabyte hard drive can hold up to 200 PlayStation 5 games digitally. Now, if you are interested, because when I saw this, I said, ooh, this sounds good. 8 terabytes. Yeah, I'd be interested in that. God, doggone, buckle up and hold on just a little bit to your seat, because the price tag on this joker right here, oh man, Wally gonna be crying a little bit. Well, mine will. I don't know, y'all brothers might be balling like that. But for me, woo-wee, I don't know about this. This hard drive is gonna set you back $999. Whoa! Oh my gosh, $999. I'm getting out of there. I can't afford that. I'm pulling off. I'm getting away from the store. I can't afford that. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. $1,000. Whoo, man. Y'all, any of y'all going out there and buying this? That's 2 PlayStation 5s. That's 2 Series X's. God doggone, what's that? 369? That's like 3 Nintendo Switches. Whew, $1,000. But you'll be able to hold 200 games. You will not have to worry yourself for the rest of the generation when it comes to actually being able to download multiple, and I do mean multiple, games on your PlayStation 5. I gotta say, for me, $1,000. Ooh, wait, brother. I don't think that, this isn't for me. This is Balenciaga prices right here. This is Louis Vuitton. This is like a Louis Vuitton, hard drive right here. $1,000. Oh my gosh. There's just certain things that you just know that you're not the targeted audience for this. You know, you just go on and walk away and just sit back and you just say, man, maybe one day, I might be able to get that, but today is not the day. How many of y'all are going out here and buying this WD doggone black hard drive, this 8 terabyte hard drive? And trust me, this thing is on sale right now. If you want to pull the trigger, it's out there. Go ahead and check Best Buy, check, probably, what's the name of the store? You got Best Buy, you got Walmart, you got Target, you got, it's another store that I really, really love. Micro Center. Check Micro Center. See what they're hitting on. 8 terabytes. Let me know if you're going to pick this up. Let's go ahead, guys, though, and let's move on in. Oh, by the way, before we get into the next story, they did say that if you buy this 8 terabyte Louis Vuitton hard drive, it's not really a Louis Vuitton. It's not got the price of a Louis. But if you do pick this up, they will give you a month of PlayStation Plus. A month of PlayStation Plus comes with this hard drive. God, dog. Should give you a year for that much. But anyway, let's go ahead, guys, and let's get into the next story that I actually got from Insider Gaming. So, buddy, let's get into some Xbox rumors.
Ain't nobody coming to
see you, Otis. I messed up. Anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. Man, yeah, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. I messed that up. Anyway, according to Special Nick, who appeared on the latest episode of Xbox Era, claims Xbox, quote, is trying to work through the process of getting, end of quote, the Xbox One ports of Deadpool and Marvel Ultimate Alliance relicensed for PC and Xbox Series X/S console. Now, Activision released Deadpool in 2013 they released it in 2013 for Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PlayStation 3 and PS4. But the game was delisted in 2014 when the publisher's Marvel license expired, and Marvel Ultimate Alliance was also removed due to the license expiring. So hopefully they will get back this license, because if I'm not mistaken, the Deadpool video game right now, God dog, that physical copy is kinda wild right now. Let's see how much a physical copy of Deadpool is going for. How much is a physical copy of Deadpool, the video game? I am interested. It's generating it. God darn, take a guess. Just take a guess. Think of that number, hold it in your head, because I'm about to read this off. In 3, 2, you got your number, right? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. So as of July 30th, 2024, a physical copy of Deadpool for the PlayStation 4 can be found for around $300 to $500 on eBay. PlayAsia also offers the game as part of a promotion where you can buy 3 games for $100. You can also check Amazon for physical copies or Deadpool for the PlayStation 3, Xbox, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you're talking $300 to $500 on eBay. God darn. Yet again, you can that's either a Switch or PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. So hopefully, for the sake of people that want to play Deadpool and Ultimate Alliance, they will be able to work this licensing deal out when it comes to Marvel. Oh, man, because we know. Oh, man, I'm fake laughing right there. It ain't nothing funny. But we know that Microsoft is working with Marvel when it comes to Blade, and woo-wee. What is the fate of that game going to be? We're going to get there when we get there. But let's see what happens with this, and we'll definitely keep up with this story as it unfolds. But let's get into the next story that I actually got from PlayStation Blog. Now, I gotta take the time out to talk about a very interesting game being developed by Supermassive called Directive 8020. Matter of fact, I would be remiss. Oh, man. I don't know if y'all saw this trailer. I got to pull it up, man. Hold on. Give me a second. Yeah. Here we go. There it is, man. Listen to this trailer. Oh, man. I'm excited about this. Listen to this.
I've always wanted to fly. The joy of it, the freedom of it. To just take your life in your hands and soar. I think that's in us all, isn't it? At least that's what my dad taught me.
Directive, what is this? 8020. God, dog. This game looks promising. Directive 8020. Check that trailer out. Now, this is the thing I want to talk about. So, we got this trailer. This was at Gamescom. Now, some details have come out about this game. Of course, it's being developed by Supermassive. The game is going to release in 2025, but some of the details that have been revealed about the game are such as it's a survival horror adventure with immersive cinematic gameplay and you will control 5 crew members and play each of them multiple times, deciding which crew member lives or dies. And for the first time in a Dark Pictures game, you will face real-time threats, which means you will be controlling the character. You will be doing the movement. You will be having to get away from these different monsters that are trying to attack you. I mean, this game looks sensational. I know it's a cinematic trailer. I get it, but the graphics that they are showing are not far-fetched at all when it comes to the power of this generation. So again, if you guys are Supermassive fans, if you've ever been a fan of the Dark Pictures anthology, that was something that you enjoyed, this is definitely falling underneath those guidelines. And if you want to see this evolution of what Supermassive has been working on as far as giving you that direct control of your character, making sure that you are in control of the action, getting away from these monsters and things that are trying to attack you on this ship. It looks like you're on this ship. It almost gives me Alien kind of vibes, for sure. It kind of puts me in that mindset of an Alien movie. So if this is something that may interest you, definitely check out the trailer. I mean, man, I am sold. I'm a big fan of Supermassive. I enjoyed Until Dawn. I enjoyed, I played one of the Dark Pictures games. It was the first one. That was pretty good. I never played The Quarry. That's a game that I do want to pick up eventually. But Supermassive, I mean, they have never, to be fair, in my opinion, they've never, and I haven't played The Quarry, but in my opinion, they've never been able to reach the heights that they were able to reach when it came to Until Dawn. That was just chef's kiss, the pinnacle right there. But who knows, with this new game, the Directive 8020, they just may break some new ground, but only time will tell. Guys, let's go ahead. Oh, man. And let's get into the next story. Oh, my gosh. Well. This news right here. Again, just like Supermassive's game, 8020, Directive 8020, we got some unexpected news. This news, I think it blindsided everybody in the crowd, blindsided everybody watching at home. I don't think any of us saw this coming, and it actually started kind of like this.
But there is one more thing that Machine Games and Bethesda wanted to share with you about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. The game's coming to PlayStation 5 in spring of 2025.
What did he say?
That Joker said that Indiana Jones is coming to PlayStation in spring of 2025. Spring of 2025. Now I'm confused, because if you guys recall, you might not, but Phil Spencer, early in the year, he talked about this. He talked about it. Matter of fact, here's the clip.
I don't want to take anything away from those teams, so I won't be talking about the titles specifically, but I think when they come out, it'll make sense.
Can we say if either of those titles are Starfield or Indiana Jones?
They are not Starfield or Indiana Jones.
Move this man!
Did you just hear that? That brother Phil Spencer sat up there at that meeting, that emergency meeting. And matter of fact, I ain't got to tell you. I'm going to let him tell you.
I don't want to take anything away from those teams. So I won't be talking about the titles specifically, but I think when they come out, it'll make sense.
Can we say if either of those titles are Starfield or Indiana Jones?
They are not Starfield or Indiana Jones.
He said they are not Starfield and Indiana Jones. Oh, really, brother Phil? This was back in February. Here it is, March, April, May, June, July, August, 6 months. 6 months, a half of year. And you announce at game. Oh, man. I'm not even laughing for real. You ever hear the song by Mobb Deep? You know, I might be smiling, I might be laughing, but ain't a darn thing funny. That's how I feel right now. I'm like, wow, man, Phil Spencer just sat up there. Listen, man, Phil Spencer, that is a lie. I get it that in business things change, but hey, those were your words. He said Starfield and Indiana Jones, they were not coming over. He didn't even say they're not coming over in the foreseeable future. That joker just flat out said they are not coming over. And I know that this had to be pre-rehearsed. I'm sure that him, Sarah Bond, Matt Booty didn't go into that February interview unprepped. But yet he said it is not Starfield and Indiana Jones. That makes me believe that, man, Starfield is on that chopping block, brother. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Starfield is on the block. Without a shadow of a doubt. It sure feels that way. What is that? Okay, so what, December 9th? You're talking about January, February, March, April. We're talking about possibly, it's going to be less than 6 months. Less than 6 months that the game will be going over to PlayStation. Now, some of y'all can say, well, hey, that was Disney. Disney did this. Disney owns the Indiana Jones IP. Yeah, I get all of that. Yeah, that's cool. But also, Spider-Man is owned by Marvel as well. Yeah, we know that Sony, they have the movie rights, but I believe the T-shirts, the toys, the different mugs and stuff like that, Disney controls that. But yet PlayStation has been able so far to keep Spider-Man on their platform exclusively. And I don't think it's going to change with Wolverine. And I don't think when the time comes that changes for the X-Men coming over to Xbox right now. Right now. What is the incentive of getting an Xbox? Y'all know I was hyped. I was so pumped up to get an Xbox. Now, after hearing this, I am pretty much 100% sure that Blade is not going to be an exclusive. Might be a timed exclusive, but I don't even know about that. It may be coming to PlayStation day and date. What is the incentive to go out there and get an Xbox? Now, again, I don't want to sit up here and do this fake rage, but, a fake outrage. But it's like, man, Phil Spencer really sat up there and said that. It is not Starfield or Indiana Jones. And I get, you know what, matter of fact, Phil Spencer actually talked about this. I don't know if you guys have heard this clip. This is a little bit of a newer clip of Phil Spencer explaining why they decided to bring Indiana Jones over to PlayStation.
And obviously we can't talk about opening night live. We saw some amazing new stuff from Indiana Jones and the Great Circle as well as that exciting release date. We also saw the news about PlayStation as well, which is really cool. I'm really interested in that. So I want to know how this connects back to Xbox's perspective on how and when this approach happens to other titles.
I mean, I'll start just saying Machine Games is doing such a nice job with that game. I thought it showed really well. And that's the most important thing is quality of the games, teams that are getting support that can go build the game. And it was just nice. The long gameplay segment that they had, I thought was fantastic. Going to the PlayStation announcement, obviously last spring, we launched 4 games, 2 of them on the Switch, 4 of them on PlayStation, and we said we're going to learn. We said we'd watch. And I think at Showcase, I might have said from our learning, we're going to do more. What I see when I look is our franchises are getting stronger. Our Xbox console players are as high this year as they've ever been.
Amazing.
So I look at it and I say, okay, our player numbers are going up for the console platform. Our franchises are as strong as they've ever been. And we run a business. Like, it's definitely true inside of Microsoft. The bar is high for us in terms of the delivery that we have to give back to the company because we get a level of support from the company that's just amazing in what we're able to go do. So I look at this, how can we make our games as strong as possible? Our platform continues to grow, both on console, on PC, and on cloud. And I think it's just going to be a strategy that works for us. And the last thing I'll probably say is I think as an industry right now, there's a lot of pressure on the industry. It's been growing for a long time, and now people are looking for ways to grow. And I think that us as fans, as players of games, we just have to anticipate there's going to be more change in how some of the traditional ways that games were built and distributed. That's going to change. That's going to change for all of us. But the end result has to be better games that more people can play. If we're not focused on that, I think we're focused on the wrong things. So for us as Xbox, health of Xbox, health of our platform, and our growing games, most important things.
What did he say?
Phil. Oh, man. This brother. God, dog. This brother said that we're going to learn. This is now I'm genuinely laughing for real at that. Because how long have we heard Phil Spencer say that they're going to learn? They're going to continue to learn and they're going to continue to get better. Phil, my brother, this is not better. This is not better, man. He said that Xbox's numbers, did you hear him talk about the Xbox numbers being the highest they've ever been? Last I checked. Now, Phil, of course, this brother got the inside numbers. He's looking at the data in real time. But the last time we checked, you were behind the Xbox One sales at this point in time. Now, granted, again, maybe Phil has, ain't no maybe in it. I know he does. He has the real-time data, the charts to back this up. But again, just speaking respectfully about Mr. Phil Spencer, is this a person, when he says that, is this a person that you can trust when you know that he said this?
I don't want to take anything away from those teams, so I won't be talking about the titles specifically, but I think when they come out, it'll make sense.
Can we say if either of those titles are Starfield or Indiana Jones?
They are not Starfield or Indiana Jones.
I mean, listen, brother, I'm just saying. When a person tells you something like that, golly, and 6 months later, you get the results that we got from Jeff Keighley at Gamescom. Man, hey, brother Phil, all due respect, yeah, brother, I don't trust that. I don't trust those metrics that you were talking about when it comes to Xbox. I don't believe it for a second. This brother said that the IP is increasing, and because the IP is increasing, you know, they felt that this was necessary. I mean, Phil, he answered the question at the end to a certain degree when he said things are changing. You know, people are trying to find different ways to maximize pretty much how much they can make. And some of the traditions that we've been used to in gaming, it's going to change. It's going to look different. But right now, and I get it, PlayStation, they have started putting their games on PC a year to 2 years out after they come to the console. But again, they're still keeping it to a certain degree. They're still keeping it traditional because they are not telling everybody, go out there and get a Fire Stick. Go out there and play PlayStation on a Samsung TV. Go out there and play PlayStation on your tablet. Go out there and play the PlayStation on your phone. They are still telling you to go out and get a PlayStation 5. They are still telling you, get our hardware. Don't abandon it. Because if you want the best experience, it's only going to be found on the PlayStation 5 hardware. Whereas Microsoft, these jokers, man, they telling you go everywhere but the console. No console required is what they've said. Oh, man. So to me, yeah, I get it. Gaming can't stay the same, but you can at least keep some of the mainstay elements that have made up a successful console. And right now, Xbox seems like they have totally abandoned the idea of the console. They've abandoned their fan base to a certain degree. I wouldn't even say to a certain degree. Phil already said things are going to be different, which in my mind says Gears of War could be coming over. Forza, because y'all remember that was the rumor at first. It was supposed to be Forza, not Indiana Jones. If it had been Forza, God dog, one of the three pillars of Xbox, God dog, I would have probably been worse, if you ask me. But again, you know, it's Indiana Jones. I feel like I've beaten this situation or this story up enough. But man, it is so interesting just to see how things have just changed. I was just excited about the doggone Xbox Series X. I was mad excited. I'm like, I gotta get one. And now all of a sudden, daggone, Indiana Jones will be coming out next year in the spring for the PlayStation 5. I can save $500. And for people to say that Game Pass is the win, you are absolutely right. Game Pass is the win. That is the win in this situation. You get to get the game for not necessarily free, but you get to get it for $20 a month on top of the other first party games that will be coming to the service day and date. But to that I say, for a person that has a PlayStation 5, that would mean that, okay, if I want this game now, and I get it, some games are worth spending the money on, but if I know that the game is coming to the platform I already have, why would I spend $500? Why would I spend $300 when I could simply, get that same game for a fraction of the cost at $70? And if I really want to be savvy, if I really want to be a person to save as much money as possible, I could get it when it's used, a couple of months later after it releases, and I still get the same result. Now, how crazy would it be? brothers and sisters, that the PlayStation 5 version comes out and it runs better than the Series X. I mean, of course, the S, we're not going to include that. That's an unfair matchup. But if the PlayStation 5 version runs better than the Series X version, man, pack it up. Pack it up. Because at that point in time, I mean, they're already, Xbox, Microsoft is already not necessarily forcing, because I feel like that's a little too much. Nobody's forcing anybody to do anything. Nobody's in your home. You know, Xbox isn't in there saying, look, you got to do this. This is a life and death situation. You got to go to PC. Nobody is doing that. This is your choice at the end of the day. But people make it seem like, oh, man, I'm being forced to go to PC. I mean, look, PC seems like the better deal. You know, getting Game Pass cheaper. Games sometimes are exclusive. You know, I get all of that. That's true. But again, nobody's forcing you to do that. I mean, this is just madness, man. It's incredible to see this happen, you know, for people that think that people are going to not necessarily abandon the PlayStation, but pick up an Xbox because of Game Pass. There's a lot of people out there like me that they play one game at a time, $70, might pick it up on a sale if it was a game they wanted and it took too long for them to get to it, get it for $30. I'm telling you, Game Pass is not going to move the needle when it comes to Xbox hardware as long as people believe that the software is going to make its way over to the PlayStation. It's no reason. It's no incentive. Right now, anybody that was looking forward to Indiana Jones on the Xbox Series X, they said, look, that is a game that I am very interested in. I'm a big fan of machine games. I'm going to go ahead and just bite the bullet and get an Xbox Series X for this game. They heard this announcement. Oh, shucks. Never mind. I can wait 6 months. I'll be playing Astro Bot on top of maybe they didn't get to it yet, Stellar Blade. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I got time. I'll wait that out. They just completely, man, they're giving nobody any incentive anyway to get their console. But look, I have beaten this horse, good grief, way over the limit. So we're going to just go ahead and move on to the next story, but we will be circling back to this topic at the end of the show. But let's get into the next story that I actually got from Kotaku. So in more shocking news, and this is great news, in more shocking news, Hangar 13. Oh man, y'all know I'm a fan. Oh, I'm a big fan of Hangar 13. But Hangar 13 announced the latest Mafia game in the franchise, which is titled Mafia: The Old Country. Golly! I have been waiting on this. Mafia: The Old Country. Now, this is interesting because some of the rumors that we heard, they actually ended up being true, because the Old Country is set in Sicily during the early 1900s, indicating that it will be taking us back to the early days when the mob was formed. And that was actually part of the rumors. So it was true. It's taking it back to the essence, the origin of the Mafia. Now, Hangar 13 describes the game as, quote, they say, uncover the origins of organized crime in Mafia: The Old Country, a gritty mob story set in the brutal underworld of 1900s Sicily, end of quote. Now, at the end of the trailer, it did mention, now this got me very excited. It did mention in the trailer, December check back in December. So I'm sure that means more than likely we will be getting gameplay of this game at the Game Awards. Now, some of you might have seen this trailer or some of you might not have, but I want to experience this with you guys. I want to bring this trailer up because it was, man, it got me excited. But let me go ahead and let me play this trailer for you guys. Here we go.
This thing of ours, it's a brotherhood. Treachery and deceit do not exist among us. Do you wish to commit yourself, your life, to this family?
Mafia, the old country. Man, I am such a fan of this franchise. I played Mafia Remake. I believe that was a free game on Xbox. I think it's in Game Pass right now. Play that. That Joker was so doggone good. Fantastic story. That's the one thing about Hangar 13 that they do so well. Oh, they can tell a story. Their stories are so well done. Now, granted, I haven't played all three Mafias. I played Mafia 1 Remake and I played Mafia 3. Both of those games, the stories were top notch. I enjoyed them. I loved Mafia 3, especially for the fact that during the time period, you know, it was time period sensitive. You know, where things that were, well, I should say not time period sensitive, my bad, but it was time period, appropriate. I mean, people were using racial slurs left and right. You're in the wrong neighborhood. You ain't supposed to be in. Somebody running to the doggone phone booth on the corner to call the police. It was great. I loved it. Doggone Ku Klux. You know, the whole nine, they was in the game. I'm like, oh, yeah. And they were down in the South too. God, dog. I appreciated it. I did. I really did. I'm like, man, finally, you know, somebody is not afraid. I mean, outside of Rockstar, you know, Rockstar don't give two doggons about whatever, you know, they want to put in the game. But it felt good to know that these guys were able, Hangar 13 was able to tell the kind of story that they wanted to tell, to make sure that they were making it as period accurate in a game as possible. And they didn't shy away from certain things that, you know, some people would have been like, ooh, that might be a little too much. Nah, if you can do it in film, you should be able to do it in games. That's my thought. If you're doing it in film, you should be able to do it in games. Gaming should be treated with the same respect as film, in my opinion. But this game right here, I'm very, very excited. December, again, you know, possibly being at the Game Awards, that gets me even more excited to see what this game is going to look like on a PlayStation 5, on an Xbox Series X. Oh, man. Very, very excited. If I'm not mistaken, too, you know, if I'm not mistaken, brothers and sisters, I believe the game is being made in the Unreal Engine 5. Hold on, man. I don't want to tell y'all lies, you know, but let's see. What is the latest Mafia game's engine?
According to Insider Gaming, developed in Unreal Engine 5, the game is set to launch in 2025 with a deeper reveal coming this December.
Oh, man. God, dog. I'm telling you, Unreal Engine 5. Ooh-wee. Oh, I'm such a fan. Golly, I'm fanboying out on the engine. This is terrible. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and let's get into the final story for this week. So, this one is a big one too. I actually got this story from IGN. So we gotta go back to Xbox because in July, Xbox introduced Game Pass Standard, the Game Pass Standard tier, which meant no new games day and date, but nobody was sure how long the wait would be, for you to have to get these games. Nobody knew how long that process would take. Well, finally, Microsoft has come out to clear the record and has stated if you don't have Game Pass Ultimate, you could be waiting up to a full year, if not longer, after the game launches. And it will vary by title. Good gosh. So you could be waiting up to a year plus, depending on the title. So for you guys that thought that y'all would be getting Call of Duty in about 3 months, the latest Call of Duty, what's it, Call of Duty 6, in about 3 months, maybe 4 months. It's not going to be day and date. Just have to wait a little while. Nah, you're going to have to sit there and wait that out for 12 plus months. 12 months. God darn. Hold on. You mean to tell me? Oh, shucks. Oh, man. Xbox really don't give a doggone, man. You mean to tell me that PlayStation, this is hilarious. PlayStation 5 would get Indiana Jones before an actual Xbox owner would get it? God darn.
Boo this man!
Oh, man. Xbox don't give a doggone, man. These jokers said, we would much rather give the game to the actual competition before we give it to you guys who are not on the ultimate tier of Game Pass. These jokers, that's how much they think of you. Yeah, you bought the console, so what? You're supposed to be on the ultimate tier. And since you're not on the ultimate tier, we're going to give the competition, the direct competition, the game before we give it to you. God, dog, man, that is ruthless. That is ruthless. Darn. Let that sink in. A person like me who doesn't have the Series X or the Series S will get to play doggone Indiana Jones before a person who actually owns the console if they don't have Game Pass Ultimate. Golly. Wow, man. I mean, oh, the disrespect. Oh, the disrespect is so serious, man. That disrespect is crazy. Oh, my goodness.
But wait, it gets worse.
Oh, man. Imagine that. All I can say is, man, you better get Game Pass Ultimate ASAP. If you want to play any of these games, you want to play Call of Duty, you want to play Indiana Jones, you want to play Fable, you want to play the next Forza that's coming out, Halo, Gears, E-Day, brother, you better get the daggone Ultimate Service Game Pass, or you're going to be waiting longer than PlayStation fans will be waiting for your own games. Based off of Indiana Jones coming in the spring and doggone the game being released in December for the Xbox. Good gosh. Wow. That's man, that's a bit of a mind blow, a little bit. I'm genuinely laughing because I'm like, the nerve, the gall of these jokers. They are in last place and they're doing this. They're in last place. And they're like, man, we're going to burn this mother lover down. We don't care. Look, we in last place. You ain't, man, they pretty much said get down or lay down. You're going to either get down with this ultimate service or you're going to be starving for the next year plus. Because, again, it depends on the title. God, dog. Well, man, yeah. Take that how you may. Yeah, Xbox don't give a darn, man. She whiz. Man, let's go ahead and wrap this up. You know, that is the end of the gaming news this week. Woo! We day. That's going to lead us into the final section of the podcast. It won't be any video game theater this week. We still working on that. All of the things that have happened over this past couple days. It's actually happened yesterday. So this is a little more than 24 hours. But this whole situation of Xbox in general has been going on for years. And it just kind of came to a head for me yesterday when I saw this and I saw the way some people were reacting to this news. So that's where the question stems from. And I know you saw the question, and I'm not going to be too lengthy with this. So let's just get into the question. And thank you guys again for being here. But did Fanboys ruin the Xbox brand? I asked that. Now, when I say Fanboys, man, I'm not. Some of these dudes, they can't be Xbox fans. They can't be. From the original Xbox to the Xbox 360, I don't see that. These guys had to hop on during the Xbox One generation or this generation. But ain't no way that these guys that are really Xbox fans, it's no way that they're okay with the things that have happened. I mean, it seems like they just won't be honest. And because they're not being honest and they're taking everything that Phil Spencer, Satya Nadella, Sarah Bond, whoever, has dished out to them. I'm not really going to put Sarah Bond in there. Nah. I ain't going to put her in there. But Phil, for sure, he's been in there 10 years running Xbox. And every time something happens, the fans, I'm not going to call you fans. The fanboys just take up for him. Yeah, Phil, it's okay. We understand. Yeah, it's going to be good for the business because if you guys can do this, they'll be able to make this kind of money and they'll make sure that the money keeps on coming in. I don't give a darn to a certain degree about Xbox's money. I only care about the money aspect of what Microsoft or Xbox does because I want the doors to stay open. But them making money doesn't help me per se. That's not a positive for me. They made an extra $40 billion this year. Big whoop. If you're not taking that money and investing it back into gaming, then what do I care? Now, of course, if you're a stockholder, that's a little different, but we're just talking about being a consumer, strictly a consumer, a gamer. Their pockets don't matter to me when it comes to value. That's what people are doing today. I don't get y'all. You're talking about them making money is bringing value to the console when they're taking those same games and shipping them off to the competition, the direct competition, and telling them you'll get the game before somebody that is in our ecosystem that is on the standard tier of Game Pass. You'll get it first. The person that's on that standard tier of Game Pass, you will wait a year plus. What does that do for you? That is just mad disrespectful. You want to talk about taking somebody for granted? They ain't going nowhere. They'll stay. Yeah, they'll complain. They'll be mad. They'll tweet. Go on Facebook, social media. But they'll be right back. Another Quaalude, you love me in the morning. They'll love me. That's the kind of energy that a lot of these fanboys give off. Anything that Microsoft does, anything that Phil Spencer does, anything that the Xbox brand does, you co-sign it. And because you have co-signed so much stuff over and over and over again, we are at the point where we are today. It doesn't matter. They don't have to compete. It's okay. It's a different day. It's a new age. Same stuff Phil Spencer is talking about. It's like, man, y'all are to blame for this. I blame y'all. Yeah, I blame you fanboys for just taking everything that they said was a good idea. Games going to PC. When that happened, golly. Games going to PC day and date. I threw my hands up. Partially. I was like, oh, that sounds a bit wild. Why would somebody need the console? That was my first thought. I understand it's PC. I get it. But I'm saying to myself, man, where is this coming from? That came under Phil Spencer's leadership. I didn't like it. A lot of people didn't like it, but then other people said it's a great idea. It's great. That's what we need in gaming. This is innovative. What? Innovative. Innovative to take away value from your ecosystem. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. And now the Xbox console is in shambles. Listen, I hear what Phil is saying. Phil can say all that stuff. But again, Phil is the same guy that said that Starfield and Indiana Jones wouldn't be going over to the PlayStation platform. So, I mean, listen, again, not going to get long-winded. I'm going to wrap it up right here. Question for the week. Did fanboys ruin the Xbox brand? If you want to be a part of the conversation, again, you can do it two different ways. You can call in at 443-294-7853 and let your voice literally be heard. Or you can email the show, and the email address is the name of the show. It is the Analog Circle Podcast at gmail.com. Brothers and sisters, I missed y'all. Again, missed y'all on Sunday. And, I tend to stay a little longer when I miss the Sunday, because I truly, truly enjoy talking to y'all. And I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very, 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 very much. Thank y'all. So we'll see. I might be at it again on Sunday. Shout out to you, Cody Clark. I know you sent me an email, brother. I think you were talking about Naughty Dog. Something to do with Naughty Dog and the multiplayer. I'll try to get to that. I know that was a topic earlier in the week or maybe late last week that it came up. I'll try to get it on the next show, Cody, but shout out to you, brother, and I truly, truly appreciate you writing in to me. But guys, we will probably, it's a possibility that we will be back at it on Sunday. So until possibly Sunday when we do it again, Until then, remember, always remember one thing. It is not about the consoles. It is about the game. So like I said, until possibly Sunday, when we do it again, until then, you guys take care. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.